regular town meeting for the Mchenry Township to order. If you'll join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Okay, I believe we have one person for public, two people?
Roll call.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, roll call. Supervisor Barla.
Here.
Yeager.
Absent.
Yeager, absent. Bendenagel.
Here.
Macredo.
Here.
Shaver.
Here.
You want to speak?
All present except for Yeager.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk.
Okay, now
So we have a quorum this evening.
we have
Okay. Okay, so roll call's been done. Number 2 is public comment. We have one person for public comment. Danielle Hayward.
Do you want me to vote her?
Sure, if you like.
Thank you very much.
The mic's on them.
I have decided to, for a few reasons, to deputize a clerk. So I want to put out whatever we need to do to publish possible opening for a deputy clerk. I'm doing this for a few reasons. Number one, about 8 months ago, I decided to go. I got to help. It's a Christian bookstore in Crystal Lake. It's called Able Light, and sometimes those hours kind of conflict with some things that come up here on short notices. So for that reason, also, unfortunately, I have a birthday tomorrow, and I'm going to be extremely old at 74. So 2 years from now, I'm getting to the point where I'm not sure if I'm going to possibly run in 2 years from now. So that would give whoever I deputized the experience where they would just walk right into that position if they so desire. So I would need the board's permission to follow through with this. I've talked to a few people already and they sound interested, but I want it open to the public for them to have an opportunity also. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, public comment on to item number 3, approval of the meeting minutes, approval of the revised meeting minutes from January 12th. Can I get a motion?
I'd like to apologize to Daniel for misspelling his last name since I did those minutes. And then also highlighting red, I forgot to put motion for approval on there. So I'm looking for everyone to approve these minutes with the changes. Can I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
You all received a copy in the packet.
John's first.
Adam the second. Those items that were highlighted in red were changed. So the motion's been made to accept those meeting minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those not opposed, or all those opposed, say nay. No nays. Motion carries. February 9th, 2023, motion. May I get a motion for the regular township board meeting minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from February 9th.
Okay.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on the meeting minutes? Any discussion on the meeting minutes? Not hearing any?
There are some
Okay.
discussions on the meeting.
So that's why I looked at you. Okay.
I hate to be the one that always does this, but general assistance and emergence, or is it emergency assistance?
You're on page 3.
So new business to discuss the guidelines of general assistance and emergence,
Okay.
should be emergency. Copy of this is available at any time versus the. There just seems to be some grammatical issues in there, and still a lot of, we went on to explain, but there's no detail on what the explanation was, so using this as the actual record is not helpful to somebody who isn't watching YouTube or doesn't have access to that source, so.
You know, that's something we can discuss.
Sure, we can discuss it under new business next meeting,
Okay.
or,
You can discuss it now under.
We can?
Yeah, because you're approving these minutes, and if you're gonna discuss the minutes, you can do that now.
was it specific to these meeting minutes
Not
or
to
in
these necessarily
general?
minutes in general.
Yeah,
I was gonna get into making the recordings part of the,
Okay.
That's different-
You have to
different,
add that to
yes.
the agenda.
okay. So, I take it with those 2 changes, or we have an approval, is that your motion?
I'm not motioning to approve.
You're not,
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting.
we have a second.
Second.
So it's reversed from that time. All those in favor of approving the meeting minutes with those 2 changes, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed,
Aye.
and I'll abstain.
It's not I, it's me.
It's nay, yeah. So the meeting minutes, when they had to be redone and brought back, is what I'm gathering.
Correct.
Okay, on to motion for the approval of bills and receipts for the town fund.
All right, so for the town fund, we, the undersigned members of the Mchenry Township Board of Trustees, certify that we have this 9th day of March 2023 examined and audited the amounts due for the items specified and the claims attached, and hereby authorize payments of the same. Total reimbursements to be approved, $0. Total bills to be approved, $8,582.70. Total bills paid prior to audit, $31,644.44. Total to be approved, $40,173.14. Total receipts, $21,029.20. I'll make a motion to approve the receipts and bills for the town fund.
Approve and pay the
Pay the
bills.
bills and receipts.
Do I have a second?
Second.
It's a voice vote,
Yep.
or roll vote. Okay, Supervisor Bartlett,
Yes.
trustees Shaver,
Yes.
Bendigo,
Yes.
McCreado,
Yes.
all ayes, motion carries.
Okay, 5.0 is the motion for approval of the receipts and bills for the general road and bridge fund.
We, the undersigned members of the McHenry Township Board of Trustees, certify that we have this 9th day of March 2023 examined and audited amounts due for the items specified in the claims attached, and hereby authorize payments of the same. Total reimbursements to be approved, none. Total bills to be approved, $74,463.13. Total bills paid prior to audit, $12,654.70. Total to be approved is $87,117.83. Total receipts, $11,185.02. Make a motion to approve the general road bridge.
I'll second.
Roll vote. Supervisor Varela,
Yes.
trustees Shaver,
Yes.
Bendenagel,
Yes.
Macreado,
Yes.
all ayes, motion carries.
Okay, item number 6 is motion for approval of the receipts and bills for the permanent hard road fund.
We, the undersigned members of the Mchenry Township Board of Trustees, certify that we have this 9th day of March 2023 examined and audited amounts due for the items specified in the claims attached and hereby authorize payment of the same. Total reimbursements to be approved, 0. Total bills to be approved, $7,658.77. Total bills paid prior to audit, $28,819.20. Total to be approved, $36,477.97. Total receipts, $87,704.82. Make a motion to approve permanent harbor road.
I'll second it.
Roll vote, Supervisor Varela,
Yes.
trustees Shaver,
Yes.
Bendenagel,
Yes.
Macreado,
Yes.
all ayes, motion carries.
Okay, item number 7 is fund transfers. There are none at this time that I'm aware of. Item number 8 is new business. 8.1 is discussion on the park equipment. Discussion and possible action. I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Adam will make the second, or trustee
For what?
Shaver.
To discuss.
What's the motion for?
To discussion.
Discuss the possible action. So I'll start off with the park equipment. We've identified several manufacturers that are associated with that park equipment. And apparently there's been some repairs along the road. So we reached out to all of the manufacturers. We're working on trying to get to the person who originally built them to determine if there's a replacement product available for those different platforms, and mainly that are destructed. So we continue to do that research. And my idea would be is to begin to develop a RFI package, a request for information package, and send it to the park people that are in business today, so that we can have them provide a proposal, or at least gather some information. And then what we do is send out an RFQ once we have that information back to determine what direction we're going to go. At the same time, that's giving us time to research grants that are available for the equipment. And that obviously would be part of the package that we would request as part of the RFI is, do they know of where any grant money is available, and will they offer assistance in us securing the grant for any playground equipment? That's kind of the update that I have on that.
Yeah, the gentleman that came in and gave us the drawings the last time
Yep.
said that their company specifically would work with the grant process, so I think, obviously part of the RFI is whether or not they will, but part of the RFQ would be that we need them, like, we can mandate that that's part of the deal,
Right.
is that they need to do the work.
But at the same time, if we could find out who originally installed this park equipment.
Of course.
We'd save money by just replacing the pieces.
Yeah.
Unless they're completely out of business and obsolete, so then it doesn't matter.
Or like Gary said, if multiple
Yeah,
companies. have worked on
rumor
it-
has it
Rumor
is
has
that
it
they
that
went out of
they
business
went
and
out
they
of
were
business.
consolidated.
Well, there
And
you
they're no
go.
longer in business.
So an RFI, I think, is the right step to take, get some
Yeah.
information out there, and then send out the RFQ and move forward instead of just,
We should ask what they could use the existing poles, though.
That'd be one of the questions in the
That
RFI.
should be one of the questions, if they could use the existing, not the hardware, but.
right, if there's anything that's salvageable.
Right.
So then Gary, who comes up with the questions and the asks within the RFI?
I would sit down with both the operations manager and the parks manager and develop a list of questions that we were looking for.
They would know best.
I think I would go back to the information that one gentleman provided and use that as a roadmap, and I'm sure we'll do some learning on the way. And at the same time, I would ask any of the board members to write up their own questions and submit them to us. And then what I can do is consolidate all of that, bring it back to the board, and we can review the package before it's sent out.
How soon would we be looking to do an RFI?
This summer.
Okay.
I think we could, well, item 2 will also kind of tell you what's on the docket for spring and summer outside. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. It's not gonna happen in 3 months. We can try to put something together quicker than that, but we'll get it done.
No, it's definitely a process, but
Yeah.
okay.
Any other discussion regarding that? Okay. 8.2 is discussion on Home Depot community project. I guess I'll make the motion for discussion and possible action.
I'll second.
Okay. So, one of the trustees was approached by Home Depot again this year. They have money available for a community improvement project. If you all remember, we've discussed previously about the hail damage that happened here. And while we were going through the hail damage assessment with the insurance company and also the construction manager / engineer company that's writing up the bid package, there's a list of items that aren't covered under the insurance. There are a lot of painting and simple maintenance type items that could be done around here. And so what we've done is provided a list to Home Depot. They'll put together a team like they did last year, from my understanding, for the community garden, and they'll come in and they'll do the painting. They'll supply both the paint and the labor to be able to do that. So that will save us, if we get all of their money and all of their time, it's a significant amount of money. It could be in, somewhere around the $10,000 range, but the list of things that need maintenance around here is a lot larger than $10,000. So that's a good partnership. That's a great find, and Trustee McCredo has definitely been spearheading that, so I appreciate it. But that's what's going on there. So that is why I say it's going to take a little bit of time for the RFI, because we're trying to finalize this bid package for the hail damage and get that out there, and then that's going to consume the time of when the construction starts.
Well, we just started talking about the park equipment, so that makes more sense to get the other stuff done first.
Yep. So that's the 2 things from new business. Any other, anything pertaining to those 2 items tonight?
The only thing I'd like to add is thanking Home Depot for their involvement.
Absolutely. They're a godsend right at the moment. Absolutely. Okay.
It was a good partnership.
Yeah,
Good
it is a
job.
great partnership. Moving on to old business. I don't have any old business. That's number 9. Number 10 is proposed agenda items for next monthly meeting. I think the one I heard earlier was discussion regarding recordings as part of the record.
Correct. I'd like to add discussion on emergency assistance as well.
Okay.
For the next budget segment, not for this budget that we just did. So I want to clarify that.
Continued discussion for ongoing emergency assistance.
Not for this budget,
Yeah.
but for the future.
Then Gary, there's an item that I had recommended
You know what I'm saying?
potentially be handled in point number 14. If that's not able to be handled in point number 14, I would like to add that for next meeting as well.
What is this?
The employee issue.
I think that's be public record for
Yeah,
that. So,
well, so you're gonna add a discussion regarding elected official salaries for the next meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
Just the 3?
Those are the 3.
Do we have any reports in
Actually,
assessor, or did we skip by that?
no, I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
We're doing the supervisor's report. I think you guys saw that in the packages. If you have any questions regarding that. Just a couple of quick notes. You notice that the bus continues to increase in ridership. Oh, the data on here is, yeah, I'll have to fix that. But it continues to increase there. along with, you know, the general discussion of GA and EA, and we can have that discussion next week or next month. But there's continued activity there. I don't know if you were aware of the senior center. It has a new part-time director, Rhonda Ramirez. She's a shared asset from their Elgin office, I believe it is, or Crystal Lake office, excuse me. So, and also the activities coordinator has resigned down there also. So I don't know if she's going to stay home. Congratulations to her with her first granddaughter.
What's her name again?
Jane.
Jane.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember her name.
It should be here tomorrow for the St. Patrick's Day festivities. Yeah, so I have ridership at 475 in December. I don't think that matched the number that we had here. I'll have to put together an updated report for that. Or no, down here, total units, yeah, it does. So January, we had 513 riders. 415 were seniors and 95 were disabled. So that kind of goes on to that. In addition, down at the senior area, but with Catholic Charities, there's a change in management going on down there. So I'll be headed down there to meet the new folks and understand what they're talking about. There's been some recent discussion about starting conjugal meals again down there. So that's something that I saw here in the newsletter. Yep.
Is that kitchen up to date?
They bring meals in. To do what they do in serving a hot meal there, that kitchen's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, same with here. We just had the health department out not too long ago and they looked
Like
at
a
them
month
both.
ago.
Yeah. So we got a clean bill of health from them for what we do. And I think that's really about it for mine, the ones that, I do want to update you, it says we've submitted the LOI for the county CDBG grant. We're in the process of updating the application that is due on Wednesday. Tomorrow, I'll be here for the St. Patrick's Day, and I'll work through that and get the information to our grant writer who's helping us file that, and we'll get it sent in and meet the deadline of Wednesday. So we were awarded $35,000. Now we just have to follow through and with all the paperwork and make sure that
We actually get it.
we actually get it.
How much we awarded last year?
Oh, I'm sorry, did I say the bus? If I said the bus, it's mistaken.
Okay, well, that's right.
This
No,
is for
he's
the
talking
food
about the
pantry
food
edition.
pantry.
Yes, okay, all right.
This is the food pantry edition.
We just
Okay.
submitted the first quarter report on the bus grant. We received a 20 grant.
Yeah.
Well,
from the county.
That's why I asked the question. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And one that kind of coattails on that, I can tell you about too in my report, is the Northeast Illinois on Aging. Their transportation grant is not, the RF, or the funding has not been released yet. So we were looking for that because the timing from last year was right now. So we
Right.
spent a day
And they
looking
don't even
for an
know if
answer.
they're gonna have it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna do it.
yeah. So that's, if there's nothing else, I'll move on to the assessor's report. There was not a report submitted that I received.
No, she said if you have any questions, just give her a call.
Yep.
She's more than willing to set up a time or answer your emails. Jim did submit his report. And if you have any questions or concerns, just give him a call. He will reply to emails or phone calls. The only thing really Jim had to point out is that the bridge, the different routes that'll be taken when the bridge is under construction, and that won't start until probably June.
And I think for me, that's the biggest one, to actually get out there and let the.
We have it on our
community know what's
website
going on.
already, along with the map and the detours.
And we've
We'll
also,
just keep moving it up as it gets closer.
every Wednesday, our Facebook page will have a post regarding that reroute.
Perfect.
So until
Yes.
it takes
That's
off.
the biggest thing, is the communication to the community on that, because I know a lot of people are anticipating it being done, really wanting it to be done, but not sure about the impact for their travel, so.
Yeah, we
if
have a
they
map.
being put out there weekly would be good.
Get back to the Facebook page, I think it's a good idea, but I know as a business, we could put up blasts where we could reach more people by paying for the blast.
You can boost it, yes.
I think we should be able to boost, I don't know how much we might want to spend on that,
And was
but
it-
we should boost it to get it out to the, because you could pick which zip codes to get your boost.
Correct.
I think we should consider that.
John, as a suggestion, you may want to get with Joe at the Department of Transportation. He'll give you the guy that's actually, Scott, I think it is, that's spearheading it.
Yep.
And Claudette at Johnsburg, we've been coordinating with them to get, that's why I gave you
That's
the
why we
map.
have their map online already.
You know, and maybe a combined effort of, you know, you have a niche for these, they have a niche, and combine them so we can keep, you know, you're gonna have the phone calls,
Right.
but, you know, getting more people, you know, aware of what's going
Right.
on keeps the phone from ringing.
Yeah,
What-
and we have community pages that definitely will put it out there and make sure the information's known, so.
What I discovered in a recent conversation of two, that they're much older than I, they don't look at electronic media, they don't have access to electronic media. And I said, well, where do you get your information? The newspaper. Well, that's, you know, that can be an expensive source of trying to promote something. So they said, are you attending the senior center on a regular basis? They said, no, but we do go there. So I think if we start sending messages that way too,
It's not a bad plan.
and what I need to do is probably develop a schedule where I show up there and talk about pertinent things on a regular basis and remind them that the bridge is coming up, our bus routes are gonna change, that, you know, there's gonna be a little added time in June, so that everybody's aware. So that's
Yeah, you
that's
can
one
do
thing
that
that I
during
can do.
bingo.
Yeah,
We can put that on the agenda for the annual meeting,
I'm sure the.
yeah, it'll be on the, yeah, so you, okay.
the agenda for the annual meeting.
I'm totally confused of where we are. I thought we were,
They're just having discussion
Yeah, we
right
just have a
now.
discussion, yeah.
so this is board
This is-
comment?
This is, no, they're on
Discussion based
the
on the highway packet.
On the highway.
highway packet is what they're talking about.
See, this is what makes the minutes
They're
difficult.
just talking in general.
Right. Oh, people are gonna come up.
Yeah, so any comments on the board packet from the highway commissioner? We're not having any. Item 14 is the executive session. There's no need for that this evening, that I know of, that I'm aware of. And then we'll go to 15, which is board member comments. Trustee Rapido, I believe that you stated annual meeting.
Yes.
You want the reroute and bridge discussed.
Correct.
I will do that.
April, whatever it is.
Yeah.
11.
April 11th.
I'm sure they both
Yeah, we just make a note of it.
I've got it. I'll make sure I include that in my report. Trustee Shaver, do you have any comments?
At the annual meeting, would it be worthwhile to bring up just any of the other large-scale things we're working on, the playground equipment, the food pantry items that have been discussed the last few meetings?
Yeah.
Just quick
so-
wrap up on the budget conversations, let people know we didn't raise taxes, anything like that is important that people that may not see these individual meetings would miss.
Absolutely.
Gary does report that, but you know, it's not our immediate run.
No, I'm just like, yeah, anything. Aside from that, no.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary gives a highlight of everything that's happened over the past year and what's going on for the
Correct.
future.
The one thing that I will do is, there was some previous conversation as part of my comments. If you'll take one and pass it down.
When you're done, Gary, I actually do have one other comment.
Okay.
Gee, I said,
Here's- Take one, pass it down. These are the old version of the PACE bus, the vehicle preventative maintenance form. And we've translated it, the second document I handed out was translated into a check sheet that's in the tablet that the bus drivers have now before they get on the road. They're supposed to go through and do this.
Huh?
That's so much nicer.
You know, we should have post.
Well, it's right on their tablet.
Yeah.
They just go one by
Yeah,
one.
First thing I-
that's so much nicer than.
Yes. It is,
Let me ask
saved us a
Eric
ton of
about
time.
post-trip.
There should be a post-trip on this,
What?
post-trip inspection as well.
Yeah, there is.
Well, it's not on this inspection sheet, that's the reason.
They're just
Well,
showing the
yeah.
examples between one and the
John,
other.
it's on the tablets, we had to especially,
Well, I'm looking at the sheet.
we had to find a way to
Pre
export
and
it.
post.
Yeah, there's no way to export all the questions, this is just an
Well, there's
example.
different inspections, but never mind.
Yes, they do one at the beginning and at the end of the day.
Yeah, there's a difference. All right.
It does say.
It
pre
does.
and post.
Nice. No, no.
But they are there, but trying to get it from the tablet to paper form for you guys was a little project.
I have a question for the board, Mayor, I made, so,
Yes.
Cool.
okay. I'm confused. Last month, we approved this meeting without any, seemed to be any discussion of any errors or anything in there, which I was kind of surprised since.
You talked about January, February.
The ones that you
Meetings that you
corrected,
typed up.
the minutes that you did,
Okay,
with
all right.
spelling
Sure.
and motions and
Right.
stuff, those were approved. Now, one comment was said, now, you surprised me the most, Michelle, Miss Bendenagel. You seemed to find a comma out of place on my minutes, and you had no comment on that.
She wasn't at this
I
meeting.
wasn't at that
She wasn't at the
meeting.
meeting.
Madam Clerk, so I couldn't dispute those minutes.
Yeah, she wasn't at the meeting.
Yours, I was at.
I apologize. I don't understand how they're approved then. Now
You need to ask the other
reapprove.
board members who were here when they
I'm
made
not
those
talking to you.
approvals.
Danielle, you highlighted it to the administrator, it came to my attention, and I agreed to make the changes.
Okay.
And that's exactly how it came down. Because I did miss that.
Well, here, the whole thing with that, and I held back and I didn't say anything until after the meeting, is because my minutes seem to get picked apart for a comma out of place or a typo or anything. And that's fine. I have no problem. I am not perfect. I am far from perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. Even going over it 2-3 times. I go over it with Debbie. She goes over it. But still, there's some mistakes. That's not a problem. The problem that I have is when you got tomato and tomato, spelt and spelt. Or you have, who owned the golf cart going to the thing. I mean, that opens a wormhole. Okay, who owns it? It's the Junior Warriors, okay? When did they buy it? How much did they pay for it? Is there any maintenance? I mean, how far do we want to go into that? Oh, same thing with you. There's not enough discussion on it. This is why it's a perfect, good reason to attach a recording to these meetings so we have it on record, a permanent, full, you can't get better than a total recording other than a video. I mean,
Danielle, you did hear I put it on the agenda for
I
this meeting.
understand that.
And at the current moment, the public record, the permanent record,
I
are
know-
what you type up. And at
I
this
guess I got
present
lucky
time-
Michelle wasn't there.
Michelle,
I guess I was lucky Michelle wasn't at the meeting I did.
I got
So
this.
what you're asking for is a change in township code.
Michelle wasn't there, I got lucky.
So basically what I'm hearing is you're asking for an audio recording, which we do save for a period of time, which is up to the board for how long it is saved. What you're asking for is a change in township code where it stipulates that written record is the only record that is the record of the meeting, whether there's an
Yes.
available audio or not. So that's why there's questions about meeting minutes, is that written record is township code. So if you're asking to have township code changed, then we need to speak to our senator to try to have the law changed. Our senator and Tom Weber, our representative, to see if they would sponsor a bill to allow audio recordings for township meetings.
We already do videos.
Gary, I think
Not
you
as
had-
permanent records, you
It's
can't.
not as permanent record.
There,
We were told
Township
different
code
down
says it has to be
townships,
written.
Okay.
they attach the recording as
If the
permanent
board decides.
record with the minutes.
That's the
This solves the whole problems with, you didn't go into enough depth. I mean, I want 15 paragraphs of
I don't want
exactly
15
what everybody
paragraphs, I want the
said.
information so I can pull it up and read it and know what happened at the meeting. That's your job.
It's a
I'm
historical
asking you to do your
document
job.
and it's supposed to be used
But how
if
far
there
down
needs to
that
be a legal.
wormhole
I want you to
do
spell
I have to
emergency
go?
correctly,
How
not put it
far
as
down that
emergency.
wormhole do I have to go?
It's not far down the wormhole, it's doing.
It is far.
It is not.
No,
Here in past.
I am not having this
For
discussion
last-
anymore with you.
we're,
I'm
hold
done.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
I'm done.
We're not gonna go down this road.
Absolutely not.
We're not gonna go down this road. We'll discuss it next month about recordings. It'll give us some time to do some research on
Correct.
township
Let's
code.
research it. That's- I'm just
And
gonna
we'll just
ask
go
the
forward
next
from
time.
there.
I have-
And we'll also have the attorney attend.
Please.
Yeah,
I have the code.
yeah, it's,
So-
I'm just gonna ask the administrator to make sure.
We'll take care of that.
Because I remember
So,
different.
any comments?
I'll pull
Yeah, I
it
did
up.
have one other comment.
Yes,
So, John, Mark and I had a chance to attend the Utilities Inc. Prairie Path water meeting that was held last week.
yeah,
Underwhelming turnout. However, we voiced to that group multiple times the day and time of their chosen meeting was not a good selection. The venue was also not a good selection because there were multiple custodians that had wheeled trash cans through the gym and made it loud enough to where nobody could hear anybody.
Correct.
Yeah, it's not the best look.
So, there's a couple things that came out of this. I already see some action from the township. Gary, I'm assuming this was that you're doing, but I see on the township page, we have released the lead survey that they're looking to do.
yes.
I think that's something maybe we could mention at the annual meeting, because of the low turnout of people that typically send that survey in. But ultimately, I would like to see if there's any way we can seek permission to have them host their next meeting here at the township. So there's a better venue. It can also be recorded and published on YouTube for people that can't make it. And also ask them to do it at a time where it's conducive of people that work to be able to attend the meeting. There's a lot of good stuff that's come from the meetings that I've been a part of with the water company. And if other people heard it, they may be less frustrated with the situation, but they can't hear it and they can't engage in the meeting if they're at work.
Correct.
Totally agree, we were there, we
Yeah.
we agree with that.
Thank you, Adam. Trustee McCready, any comments?
No, we're good, we're gonna do the research you need to do and move on.
Trustee Beninato?
None.
Item 16, adjournment. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I make that motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
I.
Meeting adjourned at 7:38.
Hey Gary, is there any way on your website, maybe to help the voters out, let them know that you're gonna be in early voting as well as Mchenry?
It's on there.
Oh, okay,
We
I was
posted-
looking, I didn't see it.
Yeah, we post, if you scroll down, when you hit the
Okay.
landing page, if you scroll down just a little bit, there's a what's coming up.
Where I did it
And you
before.
also see early voting. That whole voting document
Okay.
has been put out.
Okay.
It's also,
I may have missed
it's
it.
also under
So I
voter
think if we
services.
pull the wall out
Right,
far
I just
enough,
may have
right,
missed it
you
when
in
I
front
was
of the
looking,
flag,
I was thinking
wall
more
on
like
that
the
side, we'll do it.
Facebook page of
So
blasting.
We haven't put it out on Facebook yet.
It would be a
No.
good place to put it.
That's a good place to put it too.
All
Oh,
the
yes, we
information
did put it out there.
Did we?
We did.
That's what I was referring to as your Facebook.
Yeah, she put it out there. I'll ask her to do it again,
Yeah, I
as it, on the day that it starts, or I can do a week before while.
I would, yeah, definitely the week before.
Yeah, I'll have her do
Which
it.
is what, next week?
March 20th, yes.
March 20th, yeah, next week.
It's a week from Monday.
Right, so next week you'll want to put it out, so it'll be the week before.
Bingo.
How about reminding them to submit their mail-in ballots?
Pardon me?
Reminding them to submit their mail-in ballots.
Well, I was,
That's if they got it.
Well, yeah, if they got one, of course.
or reminder to request their mail-in.
Right.
That's a
It's
bigger one.
on the, it's on the PDF.
I have mine